Hey everybody, welcome back to the Igloo. I'm here with Apollo and Artie as Apollo puts on his hoodie.
Yep, the thing we're starting now, but cool.
So, what stream are you watching, by the way?
Oh, nonsense stream. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I wanted Apollo to raid
Yeah,
Flitter
so
today,
dude.
but Medusa said fuck me.
Oh, alright. Fun.
That's fine.
Browns.
I've never seen that streamer before.
Which is a fellow Irish streamer too. I didn't know Medusa told me about her, but yeah.
I thought it was going to be some streamer with like 10 views and it was like over 100, and I was like, alright. But anyways, we have a topic today. Did you read the article, Apollo, by the way?
Skimmed it.
Okay,
I know
cool.
what's happening.
Okay, so apparently the state of Utah has... So this is what's happening. If other states agree... Come on, man, lay down.
Teo's all like, I don't agree at all.
Good boy. So apparently they want other states to join in before they completely do it. Now, you said you had like 2 sentences for this. What is your input, Artie?
Just a bunch of congressmen were like, porn on cell phones. It's not Christian enough.
Christian enough.
Done.
What do you think, Apollo? You obviously don't live in America, but I'm sure you could have like an input.
It's dumb.
It's
like
if they're gonna, how would they know if someone's like doing it? Like that would go against like an abrasion of privacy.
It would be like banning the IPs to porn websites, I think. Then
Yeah.
like what would be the difference then? Like what if people were trying to Google like actual sexual health information? Would they get banned too? And then like what would be the like line between porn and just education?
So like
obviously porn is not educational, but like
I remember like in school, not saying that I ever tried, but if you looked up like sexual content in school, it would be like you can't access this website. Would it be like that on mobile devices?
I think so. Like, I think the way it works is it's a filter that that auto blocks certain IPs that are blacklisted through like some other sort of program, like a program that with known blacklisted IDs.
But what if
So, like,
someone
I'm
doesn't have?
curious-
What if someone
Sorry,
doesn't
go
have a
ahead.
computer?
I don't think their issue with porn is people watching it on their phones.
Yeah, like
It's
I think,
meant for
that's their issue.
kids.
yeah. So
I get
I
that.
think the way that they said it works is that that it'll become auto blocked on new phones that people buy, but adults could go into their settings and actually unblock that particular setting. So I don't know, like,
But a kid
how-
could do that too, then.
yeah, like I don't understand like why they think it's gonna keep, like, a child is going to be more in tune with that phone than most adults will probably, and most parents would be, and that's who it's trying to target. So how do they think this is gonna work?
No, I agree. Like nowadays, kids are definitely more hip, as they would say, with the technologies.
Technologically savvy, yes.
Like we grew up in a lucky enough age. Hey, buddy. Hello. Where we understand technology. Like we were lucky enough compared to somebody that's like 50 or 40 who has kids and it's going to be like, I don't understand what the fuck I'm doing with this. I have my mentor who's like hitting into her 60s. She just got her first iPhone and is like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing with this at all. And I just don't see this working. I don't think other states are going to follow suit.
I think it's gonna be argued in House and Congress and probably just fall flat on its ass, to be honest.
I would not be
I'm gonna
surprised.
honest with it. Yeah.
You know?
It's not
Yeah,
Christian. Ban.
It's so interesting. I didn't even know this was a thing. Apparently this has been going on for years.
Did you see what
Yeah.
the groups that are responsible are
The Church of
heavy
Jesus Christ.
the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they?
Religion doesn't really have
Yeah, no, it
made
says
the
it right in the
politics.
article.
That's crazy.
Like some of the backers that signed the legislation are members of those groups. I mean, like, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I just look at it this way, man. I mean, I get it. Porn is supposed to be for adults. It even says it on their website. But, you know, if you're like 16, 17, you're gonna be curious. Look at it this way. If I had a 16-year-old, I'd rather them be watching porn than going off and getting STDs. That's all I'm saying.
But it's obviously a gateway to getting the STD, so
Apparently. Just like weed's a gateway to heroin, right?
yeah, absolutely, 1,000,000%.
100.
This is a weird conversation.
I don't know. I find it interesting.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's just like the age-old battle of, hey, it's not Christian. Well, it has to be banned.
Of course, you have so much energy right when I have to start. I know. I know.
Mateo.
You're big no cuddles.
Right, you can lay right here for
just-
this one.
It shouldn't have a place in politics, to be honest.
It shouldn't. It should
Like,
be up
religion
to your
should be more of a
parents.
private thing.
Which I guess in a way it would still be up to your parents. Come on, man. I love you, I do. It would still be up to your parents, I guess. I don't know.
It's just I get the same, like, censorship is okay, I guess, like, in certain ways and certain things. And that's what it basically comes down to, is, like, they're censoring the internet for people they believe that, like, could get to this access pretty easily. Because, honestly, it's literally just knowing the right keywords, and you find it. So, I mean, it's about, like, the ongoing censorship battle. Like,
Well,
we
then-
see this in...
I feel like what happens next is that you ban these porn sites, but now they're gonna start making like back pages for like these porn sites to get into them.
Of course they will. Like, it's honestly, it's not going to work as well as they think. Yeah, they might keep some people out, but you just gotta have that one friend that knows their way around it. Like, I knew a bunch of friends in high school that, like you said, they could get out of the blacklisted sites and get out of the school's intended safe websites.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't actually like mess with them at all.
I had a
And it
friend
took
in
just the one kid to teach everybody else in class, and then like their security was just nothing.
I had a friend in school who figured out the school Wi-Fi password, like the actual password, not like that free Wi-Fi. And so everybody was able to just get on and do whatever the fuck they wanted, and it was crazy. And they would just keep figuring out the password somehow.
If
Like-
there's a will, there's a way. There's
Pretty
a reason
much.
that- I mean,
It was
kids
crazy.
are clever. Kids are real clever.
Oh yeah, kids are definitely nowadays. Kids are clever and they're fucking assholes.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all were.
I think we've always been assholes.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with.
I don't know,
Paul.
I feel like-
it's always.
I feel like compared to my growing up and compared to like kids nowadays, I just feel like kids are more like disrespectful.
I mean, I don't. I think people are more bold because of like more information and everything. But I honestly feel like, I was on like the receiving end of some of the cruelty of children, and I mean, it's just it
Like
is what it is. People
Back in the day-
people in general are cruel, and kids don't have that kind of filter. Kids have always been little jerks.
oh yeah,
It's
well like
just
back in the
like-
day, I'd get my ass whooped with a belt if I was misbehaved. Like the good old way. I remember my brother, his son was acting up, and his kid said, "If you spank me with the belt, I'll call like CPS." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What?" And I looked it up, and like, it's against the law apparently to spank your child with a belt now. Like it has to be with the hand nowadays. I was like, "What?" I was like, "That is crazy." I don't know.
Times are changing, yeah.
Times are definitely changing. Like, I mean, I get it. A belt might be too much, but that just blows my
It would
mind.
be too much.
I remember I was a kid, and I can't remember what they're called, but they're like the little tiny, like, thin sticks. What the fuck are they?
Twitches, switch. I
A
don't know
switch,
if-
yeah.
Yeah.
You ever been, like, spanked with a switch?
No. I mean, I was generally not like
A bad kid?
I wasn't as much of a jerk to get the switch.
What about you, Apollo? Were you a bad kid?
No.
Oh, I was a
Not
bad
at all,
kid.
Actually. See, and you're like, kids these days are assholes. See,
no,
I
I-
was being an arsonist back in my day. Like,
That's how I was just about to say the same thing. Is like Bruce is here, like I feel like kids are assholes, but God, was I an asshole as a kid?
like
I was-
It's,
It's like It's the best point of like the pot calling the kettle black, and I love it.
It's like but that's the thing. I was an asshole to my mom, but to everyone else, I was like very sweet and kind. But nowadays, I'll see kids just be assholes to everyone.
Well, I mean, like
Yeah, but I
I've
mean-
literally witnessed that all my life, though.
I guess.
Just
I don't know. Maybe
don't
now
get
that I'm
to-
older, I just notice it more.
I think so.
Definitely.
I think it's just like the lens of perception. Like you're older now, and you've forgotten certain like aspects and details of when you were younger. So like it just, in retrospect, it just seems like things are different now. When sometimes they're not at. They're different in ways. I'll give you that
Different
much.
for you now.
Yeah.
So like, and also just how common technology is. Like, obviously, kids would play differently and then build friendships and stuff differently too.
Oh, yeah.
days.
Like the technological age is here, and I mean it's changed quite a bit. But I still feel like as a modern basis, like things are basically still the same.
Oh yeah, definitely. I guess.
Just like different ways of going about things, you know.
I guess it is pretty different. And then, you guys weren't assholes as kids. You were just good kids.
I mean, I wasn't the perfect child or anything, but I didn't like outright get
It's the worst thing I ever
on my
did.
parents.
I almost caught my house on fire.
Holy shit!
Arson, I told you.
Apollo called it. He hit the nail
Yeah.
right on the head.
I was like playing with the lighter, and I was like, I wonder what happens if I burn the table.
The closest experience I had to that was there was a Barney magazine that I had that was teaching you how to make melted chocolate apples, and I tried to make that in a microwave. And before I made it to the microwave, my cousin stopped me and was like, "No, you're not doing this."
You're not doing this, buddy.
So
Everybody has.
And I
a
didn't
little
do it.
fire on them.
I put tinfoil in the microwave once, but I didn't know you can't put tinfoil in the microwave.
Oof.
The microwave basically blew up. I was a bad kid in school. I remember, I did a lot of fucked shit. I was a troublemaker.
I mean, I'm
Oh.
just saying, like you say, kids are assholes, but you are a living testament that you were an asshole kid.
Oh yeah.
And
I
I was
was-
a jerk. Like I could be a
And
jerk
that's-
for it too. There was a few times I was a bit of a nasty little shit.
if you're bad in school, that's not just being bad to your own parent. That's being bad to other people too.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, this was all in high school when I was angsty and didn't give a fuck anymore.
But you were a kid and you were disrespecting law and order, or your mentors or teachers or whatever.
There was one time where I put like, I think it was like 5 or 6 like containers of applesauce in the school microwave, and I put it on for 10 minutes and just walked away.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I was just wanting to see what happened. Microwave didn't work anymore.
I mean, after 10 minutes of applesauce, like, oh god, like you were just destructive. Like that's all.
And
like,
then
you were just a
I got
destructive
caught.
little shit.
Was told to come after school to clean it, and was like, "Fuck that shit! I'm gonna go play video games." And we fucked up. Did not go to that detention. If I ever had
Oh
after
my
school
God.
detention, I would skip it. And then if they gave me in school detention, I just wouldn't go to school that day. I was like, I don't give a fuck you guys.
And here you were saying, like,
Yeah.
kids these days don't respect anybody, but you had no respect for anyone in high school.
Oh, I respected all my teachers. I just
Oh,
did
yeah.
dumb
Love.
shit. My
Actively.
teachers loved me, and I loved them. I was known as the class clown when I was in class.
Oh, yeah.
But to a point where it wasn't destructive. Like, I made sure, like,
That's a
teaching
microwave.
would happen. But I loved school. Looking back on it, I loved school a lot. School
I
was
didn't.
fun. What else have I
Yeah.
done? I think the worst thing I ever did, and I felt bad about it afterwards, was, and I didn't do it, but it's still my fault. I was walking with my buddy down the hall.
I didn't do it, but it was my fault. But it wasn't.
So we were on the second floor walking to class from lunch, and I was drinking my milk. And my buddy was like, "You gonna finish that?" And I was like, "Nah." And I gave it to him, and he threw it down the hallway and hit someone in the head with it. And all I hear is a girl go, "Who threw that?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck me."
Okay, so technically, yes, I guess you didn't do that.
I mean, I'll give it to you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it technically wasn't you, but at the same time, like, what kind of friends did you have?
Oh, we were just all assholes.
Yeah. story checks out.
The kids these days are so much worse, though.
You know, looking back on it, like, I keyed cars, I broke windows to houses.
And meanwhile, you're like, kids these days are horrible. They just don't look up from their phones. And you were like, why aren't they vandalizing? Why are they breaking the law? Back in my day, we'd blow up a car and then get the belt and everything was fine. Like, what?
The further we go, the worse this gets. Oh my god. So what? So what were you mostly known for then, if other than the vandalizer?
The class clown. Back in like middle school, remember when Facebook was really big, like 10 years ago, and your friends would post pics and tag everyone in them and shit, and be like, "This was you." There was like one where it was like a middle school one, and it was like all like the cliques and like cliches, and it was like the class clowns, and it was like me and two other guys were tagged as that by like almost half my grade. I was just known for being that guy. The backseat crew is what it was called.
So what about you, Artie?
I was so we had like a some sort of weird voting thing for our yearbook one year, and I was known as most gullible along with another guy. But like me and another guy tied, and I was just known as gullible. I'm a little too trusting. I admit that. Other than that, like theater and singing was like my two things that
was me.
Pretty okay.
Yeah, I took drama.
I mean, I was
Drama
always
and choir.
I was always also being like super quiet. I didn't really come out of my shell till about like late junior, early senior year in high school, and even then I was still known as being quiet. So I mean, I didn't really talk a whole lot. Just some sort of like weird, quiet, trusting doofus. How about you, Paula? Let's flip that.
Here's the whore.
Literally just dead. No, not at all. I was heavily closeted.
Heavily closeted.
Until like after I finished high school, and even then, it was very selective. Like I would say, even when I started streaming last year, I was still not even fully comfortable being gay.
It was so like, obvious you were gay, though.
But yeah, it was obvious.
Doesn't make it easy.
That doesn't mean I'm comfortable. But
you think streaming has made it more comfortable for you?
Yeah, 100%. Streaming just helped me like be more outgoing in general.
Be
like throughout school and stuff like that, I was always known for being super quiet, to the point where one time my mom went in for like a parent-teacher meeting, and the teacher that I had for 3 years said, "Oh no, I don't teach your son."
I don't teach your son.
I was in the class, so I would be known as the quiet, forgettable one.
So you're the invisible kid.
Yeah, literally. Like I just was not there. I was always smart and did well in tests, but I was never like the best. Like I never got like the best results in. I was like third highest maybe.
Oh, that's still pretty 20. Good,
it was a class of 20.
What about like extracurriculars? Did you do anything like out of your comfort zone while in school? Were you known for any particular skills?
We didn't have any. Like I come from a very poor area, so like our school, we like in high school we barely got a choice between like what subjects we want to do. Like you had to do French. There was no other language. We tried to do music because I wanted to do that, and me and 5 people literally had to petition to try to get like a music class, and they said, "Sorry, we're not doing that." And then when I graduate, he was like, "Oh, there was 5 of you that want to do it. Oh, that would have been enough for us to do that." Yeah. After we graduated, he said that, so that was fun.
Oh,
yeah. But actually, like,
should have fought harder. You should have stalked the principal outside of his office every day.
Yeah, no.
Like, listen, you're going to let us sing.
And then the class I had to take instead of that was chemistry, and I failed chemistry, so A. But that was one of my favorite ones.
Like, were you known for any, like, besides being the class clown, were you known for any particular sets of skills or anything that, you know?
I got into a fight on a school bus and cops got involved. I was just thinking about that. God, it wasn't even my fault. I didn't even start the fight.
It never is.
They were like...
It wasn't my fault, honestly.
They were picking on a girl, and my buddy said something, and me being the dumbass I was, said it out loud. And then all of a sudden I see some 6-foot guy running at me. and then we're fighting on the bus, and now 4 other people are fighting on the bus, and now there's cops.
What the hell?
It got really intense. The guy who started it got kicked off the football team.
I mean, I would guess so. Like, you're a 6-foot big kid charging at some loudmouth for whatever reason.
It was pretty interesting.
Like, God, the more we find out about you in school, I'm just like,
I had great
I'm
grades.
gonna be honest, none of this has surprised me so far.
I had great grades.
That surprised me.
That's good. That's good.
Kind of surprised.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised too. But hey, like when he wasn't whooping ass or vandalizing things, like he's like, homework, it's great.
No, I never did my homework.
Right? Yep.
Well, I barely ever got homework.
Wow.
Teachers don't want to grade shit after school. They don't give a fuck.
I mean, it's true. Like nobody really wants to do schoolwork after school, but
I don't know. Homework seemed really weird to me. Like, I got shit to do when I get home, man. Like, I was doing after-school activities. Like, I was doing activities that weren't part of school for, like, acting and stuff. And I was taking acting classes at the place I'll never remember the name of. But, like, the person who was teaching it had, like, gotten people, like, on Broadway and stuff. So I was like, fuck it, I'll try. And then I was doing, like, this thing called backstage production for a while, but then the director passed away. And so I just stopped going. But I was just known as the drama kid and the very loudmouth, hyperactive kid. Everybody knew me in that school.
that's fair.
I was the
I
kid,
don't think everybody
definitely during
wants to do
Spirit
it.
Week, I went like over the top type shit. Like I had my full face painted when you weren't supposed to have it painted, apparently. Didn't know that one.
What's
I told him I wasn't taking it off, so
Spirit Week is basically like it's like celebrating the your camaraderie for your school.
yeah.
Oh.
So like you're just celebrating school spirit, I guess. if
So
that's
like
what
every
it is.
day during the week would be like a different theme and you would dress up.
Yeah.
A lot of kids would just wear hats because they're allowed to wear hats though.
Right.
That was
yeah,
about
makes
it.
sense. I think the only for like extracurricular activities we had, I think, was you could either play football, which for you would be soccer. Obviously, I wasn't interested in that. And then one year, they put on a musical that, because of the year I was in, it was called like transition year. So I guess that would be, what's your third last year that you do in high school?
Junior. Oh, third last. Sophomore.
We do freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
Yeah.
So it'd be sophomore. It'd be our sophomore year. It's basically considered a year where you do no work and you just like you go out and get work experience. You lost them.
All right. 1 second.
Oops. Yeah, you go out and do work experience. You get like I don't know. You just like do a bunch of like extracurricular stuff that year. We didn't really do much of that, but we did put on a musical.
Wait,
that
so
year,
you
and
get a
that's the only
full
other thing we
year
did.
of not having to do schoolwork?
No, you do still technically do schoolwork, but like you don't really do schoolwork for that year.
We need that shit in
Like, the teachers,
America.
like-
What the fuck?
There's no exam at the end of it because basically the way ours is like laid out, it's we don't have a middle school and a high school. We have like primary school and secondary school. So primary school would be like I guess grades like 1 to 6. I think. Do you have 12 grades?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have 12 here.
Okay, yeah. So it'd be 1-6 would be primary school, and then from first to third year in secondary school, we have a junior cert. So like all 3 of those years as one exam, and then we have the transition year. So that's kind of like just the fake year that some schools don't actually even do. So you can skip it too.
Wow.
And then the final 2 years, fifth.
Just
and
gonna
sixth
skip a year of
is-
school.
Yeah, people do.
Dude, that
I
sounds
mean,
awesome.
yeah.
It's a bit different, but it's kind of similar to what we do here. So I mean, it's not. Wow. Sorry, my hair is just like out in the middle of everywhere. But yeah, we do like a 12-year system. For me, it was like a 1 through 6 year was like the same schooling, and then we'd have like something we call middle school, which is like grades like 7 through like 6 through 8, I think,
Mhm.
and then like 9 through 12 is high school for me. So
Yeah, so our
And then we also had
Junior cert.
preschool, if that was a thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
we had
we also had kindergarten as well, which is I guess that's technically a total of 14, but those are all there's a bit more optional.
Kindergarten was weird, like, because they say there's 12 grades, but they don't count kindergarten. Can you
Kindergarten's
skip
like an
kindergarten?
introductory thing. I think question mark. I don't know.
technically, I think I did 15 years. So we had like
Fuck
early
that.
early start, which could have been kindergarten maybe, and
We
then
have something.
junior.
Yeah, we have something similar here too. So
Yeah, and then there's junior infants and senior infants, and then you go into first class.
getting fancy, Apollo.
Yeah, that's the highlight of my life. Back when I was 5.
Who had the coolest lunchbox back then and the biggest box of crayons?
Oh my god, I didn't bring. I was a really poor kid, so I didn't actually bring my lunch because I couldn't.
That made
I was-
sense.
Very poor.
I had a tin lunchbox that was over the hedge.
Nice.
Over the hedge. I don't remember what my lunchbox was.
It was a great film.
I think most of the time when I was in school, I ate school lunch. Definitely on Thursdays when it was taco salad Thursdays in high school. You get like some big ass plate with nachos, and they would just put cheese and meat. It was great.
I would love that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah.
and you
great.
pop that shit in the microwave that I broke. Mm.
Probably can't anymore.
I didn't think about that
Replace
one.
that?
Was after I broke that microwave, nobody could heat up their nachos anymore. And I was
Yeah.
so lucky that no one knew it was me.
You'd be hated.
I would have been hated
I mean,
because Taco Thursday would have been ruined.
I'm gonna
because of
find.
you.
I'm gonna find whoever you went to high school with and just send them a link to this.
Be like,
And hope
it was
they-
him.
It was this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Find him.
Like just 100 comments of just like his schoolmates, like I hate you.
You ruined
You
Taco
ruined it all.
Tuesday. Is it Tuesdays or Thursdays? I don't
You
remember.
ruined the only thing that gave me peace on Thursdays. Oh my
Did you guys
God.
have it in school too, where it was like 3 lunch periods?
Kind of. We
So
had,
they would be like 1/3 of the school and then the other third.
something like that, yeah.
We had 2, so we had like a 10-minute break after the first 3 periods, then like a
You had
40
10 minutes to
minute
eat
one after
lunch?
Yeah.
What the
It was, like
fuck?
it was a 10-minute like mini one after the third period, and then a 40-minute one after the next 3 periods, and then another 3 periods, and then you're home.
Oh wow.
Although to be fair, like in the last 2 years, people usually didn't come back from school after the last lunch because you were allowed to go home for it. So
Oh,
they
yeah,
just
when
went
I was a
home and not
senior,
come back.
When I was a senior and I hit 18, I was like, all right, it's lunch. I'm out. I'll just do the work at home. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, seniors in my grade were pretty lax about that kind of thing too. I mean, my year was a bit like we had a lot of studious students that would like be afraid to miss or be absent or something like that. Like they would always be there, but I mean, there
I
were a few
remember-
of us that were like, whatever.
The day I turned 18, I went to school for an hour and then signed myself out. I was like, I'm going home. I only
I
went
mean-
to school because I wanted to sign myself out. Because I was like, I'm a fucking adult now.
How are you on about like kids these days when you were just that kid?
You're telling me when you turned 18, you didn't sign yourself out of school?
No,
You never
not
signed
like-
your...
No,
It
I was
feels
not
so
one of the ones to
good.
skip.
Because you're not... Because... So, it just felt so good to be able to walk up to the front desk. It felt good to be able to look at my teacher and be like, I'm leaving. And just leave. And they
That's
can't
also
stop you.
disrespectful.
I mean, it is. I would
Yeah.
consider that such, but I mean, I had really strict parents. I
Well,
I couldn't pull shit like that.
I told
so-
her beforehand that I was going to be leaving during class. Her name was Mix Cox. She was my American Sign Language teacher. She was really chill, and she did not mind. She would spend half the classes anyways just gossiping about like her children and her husband.
I love teachers like that. Where you just get them talking.
And if
just
we
waste
weren't
the
like
entire
learning,
time.
we were just watching Switched at Birth
Wow. I mean,
because it
is
has
really-
sign language in it. That's why.
No.
That was the only reason we fucking watched it.
What was all of your like favorite subject at school?
History.
my favorite was choir. I mean, I really did love
That's not a
singing.
subject. That is an extracurriculum class.
Technically, if it's a class, I would consider it a subject, but I don't think I like a particular subject. I was just like oddly good at science. I'm still like mostly pretty decent at science for some reason. I don't know why. It's not like I enjoy it or anything. It's just I'm oddly good at it.
I made the mistake of taking oceanography. Hated that shit. That shit is so boring. Paul's over here like,
what did you all have?
I had like shit like statistics and AP like shit, and then like biology. I'm sure everybody has biology. Government classes, like creative writing classes. Yeah, I went to like one of the top 100 high schools in America. I went to Jamestown High School. So
Nice.
if anybody wants to know, there you go. That's the high school I went to.
I know where to look up.
I don't live anywhere
You're
close to
Apollo
that.
ammunition.
I don't live anywhere close to that anymore. So, but I went. It's like one of the top 100 high schools in America. So I had it like really nice.
You broke the microwave at the top 100 school, dude. You did it.
Probably, yeah. And we had like nice pizza. Like, do you ever get like the pizza at lunch, and there would be like those weird ass square pizzas? And we got like Domino's pizza like every day.
Wow.
I was like, this is awesome.
So Brute's apparently just a spoiled little shit. I was calling Apollo fancy, but really Brute's the fancy one. The fancy
I never had
one.
I never had the pizza though, and I always drank strawberry milk. I was like, I would look around the lunchroom and be the only one drinking strawberry milk, and that's the only reason I drank it because I was like the only one.
I'm gonna drink strawberry milk because no one will follow me.
No one else will do it, so I'm gonna do it. And I liked it. It tasted good.
I don't think I ever got to school lunch because like our choices were soup or a chicken roll. Every day. That's it.
A chicken roll?
Run out of chicken rolls. Yeah. So it's like
a taquito?
Like a chicken sandwich. No, it's like a roll with chicken in it. I think it was like fried chicken, maybe.
That sounds nasty as fuck. I bet it was cold too.
I don't know. I never had it.
I bet it was like one of those cold chicken rolls, like a wrap.
No, it wasn't a wrap.
Wasn't a wrap?
People probably would have preferred it if it was a wrap, to be honest. But like, I don't know, people. There's like always like a rush to get in just so you could become like the first 50 people or so to get lunch, so you could get one.
It was like that at my lunch too. Well, that was more because like at my school we would rush to get in line, so it'd be like get the good seats. I mean, I sat with the same people every. No, I was like I said, everybody knew me, so I would always just be moving around the lunchroom and shit, just talking to everyone. I don't say I was like a popular kid. Like I wasn't winning like prom king and queen, but people would always be like, "Hey, Andrew," that's my real name, so I don't mind that. I know your guys' real name. They would always say hey to me, and I'd be like, "Hey, Trevor," or something.
Hey!
There would be times where people knew me and I did not know them at all. And I was the weirdest. I'd be like, person I've never met before in my life. But I would just act like I knew them.
So about that, like I used to be that kid where I was like really quiet and nobody really knew me. And like around my sophomore year, I changed schools, like really far away from my old one. And a friend, well, not a friend at the time, but just like a random junior girl came up and sat next to me because I was just like off in my own seat in choir, and she started pulling me into like tryouts for theater and everything. My first musical audition was the moment I stopped being that like invisible kid like Apollo, and ever since then, like everybody also like knew my name, just knew I was quiet and reserved and everything. But like it was another one of those where I was like, "Hi, person that I don't know the name of." No, but it was a weird transition because I had like both those things where like I was Apollo for almost a year and a half, and then all of a sudden like you're not invisible anymore.
Yeah.
So it was a weird time in high school for me.
I only got like popular because during my freshman year of Spirit Week, I like went over the top type shit. and that's what got like people's attention on me. Like I said, full on makeup. I dressed as Darth Maul, so I had like the Darth Maul full on face. It looked so great. And then I remember my buddy, I'll just call him Journey, even though that's his name. But anyways,
I was calling my buddy by his name.
Yeah.
we
And that's just what we're doing.
he was dressed as Obi-Wan, and he had an extra lightsaber, and we literally lightsaber dueled in the middle of the hallway with like probably 100 kids watching, and it was great. Security was watching too, and they were fucking loving it.
You're basically the Jake Paul of your high school then?
I guess, yeah.
I love the sudden realization and like the oh no in your face.
I was that like I went out of my way if it meant somebody else was like having a good time.
I mean, it's what class clowns do.
No.
But like I said, I was very serious about my schoolwork, and I loved reading.
And you love breaking microwaves apparently too.
Mm.
I did. Never did it again. Once I hit like junior, I stopped like being like a big like mischievous kid.
Delinquent.
Yeah, pretty much.
How long did it take them to replace that microwave?
Like the whole school year.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I got very lucky that nobody knew it was me.
When they replaced it for the new year, did you think about doing it again?
No. I was like, there's no way I get away with this again. I did some other things too that wasn't my fault. Like in the long run. Looking back at it, like I didn't get in trouble for these, even though everybody knew it was me. Like I walked out of the cafeteria one day and it was all like glass doors and windows. And I pushed the door and the whole thing shattered.
Why? How?
I don't know.
Dude, why?
They were like
But
this.
it wasn't me. It wasn't my fault.
They were
Yeah,
like,
that was
this
your
glass
fault.
is like 30 years old. They were like, it was bound to happen. I pushed it a little bit too hard with my body. Because people were used to just like opening it with their shoulder because they had food in their hand. And I opened it and it's just psh. And I was like, I turned around, looked at it, and just sat there. And was like, I'm so fucked. I was like, I can't pay for this. They didn't make me
Well-
pay for it though.
Bruce just said, like, "Oh, rent it again, buddy."
I was just like,
Hey,
and everybody in the cafeteria turned and looked at me. So I was like, there's no way I'm getting out of this. Everybody knows who I am. But then everybody like came. There was like a few people that came over and were like checking to make sure I wasn't cut or anything. I was very lucky I didn't get cut. Because like there were some big glass pieces that could have like really hurt me.
So not only were you destructive, you also had insane luck of survivability as well.
I did a lot of dumb shit. Like I remember one time I brought a bottle of apple cider. It was like near the end of like the school year, and so our first class period asked us to like bring like snacks and stuff, and I was like, I'll bring some apple cider. But I guess to some kid it looked like a fucking wine glass, a wine bottle. And so security pulled me into their office, went through my backpack, and that same day, the night before, I stayed at my buddy's house and forgot to take my medicine in the morning. And so they found my ADHD medicine and were like, you selling this? And it just turned into this like huge thing where I had to meet with like the district of the school board in front of them to not be expelled.
I just wonder, like, they say that to Brute, and he goes, "This is worth money?
It's worth money.
hands now it? Do you know anyone buying?
That's a thing?"
Yeah, I'd forgotten to take my like medicine, and then all of a sudden I'm like facing expulsion in front of like this lady that's like, do you know what you did is wrong? And I'm like, no, I don't know what I did was wrong because I didn't know. I'm 15. I'm not worried about drugs.
I just feel like school boards are filled with like some busybodies in there that have nothing better to do than like just create this drama. 'Cause, like I've known a couple times in my school where things were just like, knowing now as I am as a grown person, they were blown way out of proportion, weren't anywhere near that kind of thing. But like there was this huge drama related about it. It's like school drama is just like it's contagious and makes so many people so dumb.
It is so wild hearing these stories about America. Like, it's so different. We don't have security. I'm pretty sure.
You don't have security?
It's just
So what happens if like two kids start getting into like a violent fight?
teacher would just break it up.
See, here, a teacher
Like-
can't touch his kid, or it's like that's their job. Like, we had a cop
I mean-
patrolling our school.
Yeah,
Like, he
no,
had
we
his
didn't
own
have anything
office
like that
in
at
the
all.
school as a cop.
Like a teacher, I don't think teachers could touch kids here too. They could just try to like de-escalate it without touching them. And then they'd also call the police.
Yeah,
If, like-
my school didn't have security either. Like that's basically what it was. Like a teacher, like a bigger teacher, like the gym teacher or the principal or vice principal at the time. They're generally like tougher, bigger guys. So like they would just like get in and de-escalate it, and if it got too bad, they'd also call the police. So
Did you
that-
guys
that's something
also have multiple vice principals and then a principal?
No, I had one vice principal and a principal. That's about it.
We had
We
like
a
3
guidance counselor who was
vices.
Kinda like that, but I mean,
Did you only have one
what a guidance? Yeah, it's.
We had
a guidance
4
counselor.
in high school?
How many people were in each of your class? Like, how many people were in your year?
Like-
I guess.
In my school year, like my year, like 2016 year, there was like 200 kids.
Okay, I think it was like 400 in all of my school though. Like
Oh no, there was probably like
And-
about 600 to 700 kids in my school. We had a
Holy
2-story school.
I technically had a 2-story school too, but your 1 year was more than like my entire school. I think there
That's
was like
crazy.
170 students 1 year
Brute was
in
just
like
like
the entire school.
Brute was just like this really just
Yeah.
pampered child and destructive all at the same time.
I was not pampered. At school, sure. But at home, I was not
You had a
pampered.
rich school. Yeah, you had a rich school.
I just had a rich school. That doesn't make me rich.
No, but like you were still pampered in school though.
I was lucky to even have a PlayStation 2 at the time. That's only because my buddy gave me his.
Oh god. So like you couldn't get a PS2 until your buddy gave you one, so you blew up the microwave.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's where all the rage and anger come from.
I was
You're
that
so
kid that
angry.
went to other kids' house to play games.
All right, makes sense. I was I grew up poor, but like I was very patient and careful with what I asked
Dude.
for when if I ever got things. So that's how I ended up having systems. I would not ask for toys. I would not ask for for sweets or anything else. I would wait for like a birthday or Christmas and get what I was waiting for that year on those days.
My mom watches this and is going to look back at this and be like, you blew up the fucking school microwave? Because she never learned about that one. She knew about the
Dude,
pills
what?
one. She knew about the pills incident because, expulsion almost.
Your mom's gonna get on the phone and talk to all these kids' parents that you
Yeah.
went to school with. Like, did you hear my son did this and that? I'm just gonna get like this one video is gonna get 100 hate comments about just like, you son of a bitch, why did you do these things?
And Katie watches
Oh,
this
that's
too, so that's going to be even better. She's going to be like, you were a fucking asshole. Our kids are going to be terrible.
Brute's gonna be like, this is a tell-all. Brute confesses all things bad in high school after calling everyone else's kids jerks.
Yeah.
I think I only ever got into one fight in high school, though. Like, I didn't like fighting at all.
Is this fight the one that happened on the bus, or are you not counting that?
That happened on the bus. I almost got into another fight, but it was protecting a girl. We were, staying after class, and she was helping me with some science stuff. And some guy was picking on her, and I stood up and was just like, you want to go right now? Because I will throw down right now. And then she broke it up, and he walked away. He was, a foot shorter than me, too. I would have fucked him up. I had no fear.
Oh, Brute, the more we go into this, the more I'm just painting this
I don't
picture of
like
why
bullying.
you are the way you are.
I don't like bullying at all. I don't like fighting at all. But if I watch someone get bullied, I'll step in a heartbeat. I don't even care if I don't know you. I was so ready to throw down.
You're also ready to throw down with a microwave too. Apparently, you're just ready to there's two things.
Or a glass
Brute-
of what door?
Yeah, Brute can't
Yeah.
stand two things: inanimate objects and bullying.
I remember. Did you have a high school prank, like the senior prank?
Oh shit! I wasn't involved with that. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you didn't do your senior prank?
No.
But did
I
it
was not
happen?
that kind of kid.
Did it
Oh,
happen?
yeah, I don't remember what the hell it is. I can't remember what I was so uninterested with that kind of thing. I don't actually remember what the senior prank of my year was.
Same.
I
Honestly,
legitimately
same.
don't remember.
My buddy owned a farm, with like pigs and chickens, and so we brought
no.
a pig to school and let it run around the school.
I think I'm fairly certain from my year they were like, they really didn't want anything to happen. So I think the prank was they just printed out like a picture of someone in our class and stuck it up all over the school. Like it was like one of the more popular people in the class, so it wasn't like a bullying thing. Just so that's cleared up. But like, that was literally all it was.
So weird. Yeah, I don't remember mine. I literally, for the life of me, can't remember mine at all.
It was either the year before me or the year before that. They brought like a bunch of sandbags and poured sand in the hallways and set up a volleyball net and played volleyball in the middle of the hallway. We did some crazy ass shit. Apparently, like 20 years before me, someone stole a pillar in the fucking lunchroom. Like they broke into the school at night and just like stole a pillar. I've never confirmed that this was true, but there was a teacher that was talking about it that made me believe it.
Wow.
Because a student told me about it, and then I heard a teacher talking about it, and was like, "This is actually true? Did someone steal a fucking pillar?"
It sounds.
It sounds like a multiple person job.
They win the school year. That's it.
I mean, judging by the rest of the pranks that you said, it wouldn't surprise me.
I wanted
strike again.
I originally wanted to get like a bunch of weed, but I don't know how I would have done it. But like lit it in the air vent somehow, and tried to smoke out the whole school. But I was like, there's just no way. Like the amount of weed you would need, I can't afford that.
Do you have any idea how illegal that is?
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah,
that's like jail time, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was also pretty legal, so we didn't go through with that one.
Had you, we might not be sitting here talking right now.
I did a lot of dumb shit.
Oh my god.
I did a lot of dumb shit that didn't affect others a lot. I remember though, every day I would walk into that lunchroom and see that glass door. I'd be like, fuck. It took them like a month to replace it too.
Oh god.
This is another thing. Did you have like proms or whatever?
Yeah, of course.
Don't say of course. I didn't.
You have homecoming?
No.
Oh,
we
wow.
have something we call like a Debs, but my year didn't have that because that's down to the students to plan. Like it's not connected to school whatsoever.
So your year was like,
our year they got a committee together to make it, and that committee was basically like one friend group, and they all were like, "What if instead of doing this, we just go on holiday for like, we'll have like a graduation holiday," and they were like, "Oh yeah, sure, we invite the class," and they're like, "Oh no, just us." So they did that instead.
They made the committee, gathered together, and went, "We have better things to do," and then literally went off and did those.
Yeah. So the closest thing I came was on like our graduation night. We all just went out to like a nightclub somewhere.
And oh yeah, because in Ireland you can go to nightclubs at like 18, can't you?
Yeah.
Or like at a younger age or some shit.
No, it's 18. Yeah, so you can just.
I've went to like maybe 3 clubs. I could count the times on my hand.
First time I went to a nightclub, I was like 17. First time I went to a bar, I was 17. I didn't get ID'd.
I mean, I didn't go until after I was like 18, 19, I think. So
I went and had shots at the place my mom worked. But she worked in the back as a cook. I told her about it when I got home. And she was like, I'm going to bitch out my coworker. Hopefully he didn't get fired. But he did not ID me. I went to 3 bars that night and a titty club and did not get ID'd. And I was 17.
Oh yeah. Hi, Bruce Mom!
I was shit-faced and was staring at titties at 17. And I was just like, wow. Looking back at that, I was like, I could have gotten in so much trouble.
But every other person's kid today is so much worse, though. Like, how the times have changed, how everybody else is so disrespectful and violent. Oh, the violence. Can we talk about the violence?
So, Apollo, did you ever have like a crush in high school?
No. I was like I don't know. I was so I was not okay with being gay. 100%.
Did you pretend to be
Like,
straight?
I didn't pretend to be straight because that just seemed too unbelievable. So it wasn't
Ow.
even pretending though. Like, it was what started the entire thing. I was in like first year, so that'd be like, say, middle school for all of you. I was like 13, I guess. And my friends were talking about bringing it back to the first conversation about porn. And they were mentioning like what porn stars they like to watch, or like recognize names, and then they were going into like what genres they watch and stuff like that. And it came to me, this little closeted kid, and I was like, oh no, I watch gay porn. I don't know what to say. I don't know any of the straight porn people. I also didn't know any of the gay porn people, to be fair. I was like, I don't know what to say. So I was just like, I don't watch it. And they're like, how do you not watch porn? Like, what do you do when you're doing things? And I was like, I don't do that. So then, 6 years later, they're convinced I'm asexual. And it was a big thing. So I went into a different closet. I did not go into like the straight closet. I was pretending to be a different sexuality. And then I was like, maybe I'm bi. And then, yeah, I don't know. It was a lot. But sexuality is weird.
6
I mean,
years later, they're all like, he's just asexual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, no, like, for those 6 years, I was like, oh, he's asexual. Like, he just doesn't have sex attraction to anyone. And I, like, was playing into it. I was like, oh, yeah, no, I don't care about any of that. I don't want to have sex. I don't want to, like, date anyone. And then, yeah.
You could easily pull that off being you, too.
Yeah, I very well pulled it off. My best friend was very shocked when I was like, yeah, so, I'm not that. FYI.
Did you go to high school in
Don't
Medusa?
remove these. Yes.
Were you ever in any classes together?
Yeah.
What was he
Again,
like in high
it was
school?
a class. We were a class of like a year of 40, so the majority of classes we were in together.
What was he like? Was he like complete opposite of you? Was he like me?
Oh no, not at all. He
No.
was also pretty quiet.
Did Medusa
Um,
also murder microwaves?
No, like he was pretty quiet. Surprisingly, he got in some fights,
I could
but
see
not
that.
like
I could see that.
weird, like fist fights. It was always just really weird, dumb stuff that like, what is you're just watching? You're like, what is happening? Like throwing water over people. I think he's like, I don't know, him and someone else were like fighting at a lunch table, but like just arguing, and like you know how Medusa gets with like the whole kind of like bitchy situation, like a bitchy vibe. So like I don't know, he's pissed off, so he like kind of like threw books over, like slid them across the desk to someone, and like they obviously slid off the table onto the person's lap, hit them. So the other person like just like opened a water bottle and just dumped it over him. And this was like 9 a.m. Like school hadn't even started yet, and we were like, "What the frick is going on?"
Everybody was like half asleep, like, fuck, it's too early for this.
Yeah. Like, what is
Way too early for
genuinely happening? Yeah, there wasn't usually any. To be fair, the only fights that happened in my school were like between girls. And then this one time when a guy threw someone down the stairs, that was a whole different situation. He was like cheating on his girlfriend with a trans girl in the school who wasn't out at the time. I don't know. That was just a weird thing. He ended up at a mental asylum, and he came back to the school, and then there was
So you had your share of like odd things happen in school too.
there was some drama, yeah, but I
Yeah.
was just never involved in it.
I was so disinterested in any of my drama. I'm still disinterested in drama. I don't care. It's like it's not me. I don't care.
I just love hearing about.
I love the
it.
drama.
Like,
That's
Yeah.
fine. I don't ever like I guess I'm not. It's not like I'm on a pedestal or anything. Like I don't look down on people that like drama or anything. It's like it just doesn't interest me. I don't care.
I loved the
Guess
drama
what?
in high school. I fucking fed on that shit. It was always between the same people in my friends group, and I was just like, I fucking love this. And I loved it when I got involved. Definitely if it was like centered around me, I was like, fuck yeah.
Like I tried to get involved to like help others or like try to mediate between things because like what is I never found the point of like just hating other people for rumors or dumb shit like that. Like the only reason I'd ever get involved was like no that doesn't sound like them.
there was 2 girls in my year. I was like good friends with one of them, and then like one of my friends was dating the other at one point, and they hated each other, like could not stand one another. And still to this day, I don't really know why they hated each other. I don't think they knew, but like there were some classes where you just be sitting casually, and then I guess one of them would like mutter something under their breath, and somehow the other one would hear from across the class, and then suddenly they're both standing up and like ready to jump over tables at each other, and I was like, "What is going on?"
That's the kind of shit I live for. I was like, yes.
It's
Oh,
when you stuff children in classrooms like sardines, and they're all going through the same kind of like menstrual chemical bullshit. Crazy shit happens.
Yeah,
It's
wild.
Chemicals, man. It's chemicals in the brain.
So, Artie, did you have any crushes in high school?
None that I pursued, honestly. Like the only reason I dated girls in class is like I feel bad saying this now, but I mean like people would come to me, they'd say they liked me, I couldn't say no, so I ended up dating them. But like I was such a little jerk. Like I just go home and I wouldn't talk to them. I just play video games and like I was a bad boyfriend all through high school. Like I just didn't want to do with any of it, but I also wasn't brave or nice enough or smart enough to say no. There was one girl I was actually interested in, and it went really bad really quick, and that was about all that happened. So yeah, that was basically me. That's what it was. Like I would talk to a few of the girlfriends I talked on the phone for and stuff like that, but like I didn't have a car, I didn't get out, I wasn't really allowed to walk anywhere because America would be crazy. But I mean, it's my school life was very boring. I'm just a very boring person in general.
Oh,
my wife puts up with me, but I'm boring. I'm very boring.
Yeah. I was so boring. A teacher who I had for 3 years forgot that I existed. So don't worry.
It's true. I mean, the most exciting things I did was like I did theater. My junior and sophomore years, I actually got some supporting roles. In my senior year, I technically got a lead role. I did like talent shows and stuff like that. Like I do a lot of singing stuff, and that's like what people knew about me. It's what I did in high school. It's like basically the most exciting thing I did in school. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I was just this weird, quiet theater kid that everyone knew because of the way I sang. So that was me. I also was really bad at homework, by the way. I didn't do homework at all. Like I just, God, I was so disinterested in school.
I always did it the morning of, like, because I get into school early, so I just do it at homework, like while I was waiting in the lunchroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the same. Like I would just if I knew an assignment was coming up, I just like try to bullshit my way all the way through it.
See,
like,
whenever I had homework, I would just go to school the next day, go to one of my classmates, and be like, "Yo," they'd be like, "Yeah, no problem." And I would just copy their shit down.
I was usually the person that people would copy homework from too. Cause like,
see, I would have gone to you then.
Yeah, I'd
like
100%.
So you weren't that people then?
Well, no, it was within my friend group. It wasn't like random people.
Okay.
Well, sometimes I wasn't like again. It was like our actual class had 20 people in it because there was like the Leaving Cert that I was doing, and then like something else called Leaving Cert Applied, and we were technically in the same year, but like it's two separate things. So there was like 20 people in my class, or technically in my year, I guess. So like, yes, you do know everyone in your year. Like, no one from outside my class would have known me. But, yeah, like, they would come to me for homework because I generally did it, and then sometimes I wouldn't do it, and I'd just do it the morning off. But I was just terrified of getting in trouble, honestly. That's all it was.
I was much like the same way, too. Like, I didn't like getting in trouble. I tried to be, like... I don't think I ever went to detention even once. Like, I think I had lunch detention for some stupid reason... one time in middle school, but in high school I was a very boring kid. I mean, God, listening to Brute, like he's got all this junk he did in high school, and like his high school is full of destruction and mayhem and terror and excitement. So you're like, man, I was very boring.
There was a couple like times where I guess like the teachers just had enough, so my entire class would get detention. But even then, the teachers would be like, they just like slowly go through and like leave it like note on your desk and be like, you don't have to go to it, don't worry.
I mean,
like,
would they have noticed if you were even there? To be honest, though, like,
I wouldn't have cared.
You would have
Like, they
went
just,
home
like-
and they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, everyone's here, right?
See,
Yeah.
when
That when your parents talked to your teacher and she found out she taught you, did she take any special interest in you for the next couple days afterwards? It's like she didn't like try like no, I don't know that kid. It's like and
No.
that's the way.
She's
it
also
went.
like a substitute
that's the
teacher,
way
but,
I'm gonna
like,
keep it.
like a consistent substitute teacher.
I don't
So it's
teach your
weird.
kid, and it never changed. Never
Yeah.
changed at all.
She got fired that year.
Oh my god.
We had a math teacher that would be replaced every year. It was like some like teaching the dark arts at Hogwarts type shit where like
God.
that class always got replaced
Hmm.
every
That was-
year.
That was our Irish teacher up until I think Artie's gone again.
I think Artie froze.
Yeah.
He's
here
good
he is.
now. You're good.
Sorry. My
That-
my internet's blipping. I don't know why. My apologies.
You're fine.
Yeah, that was our Irish teacher. Like every year up until when I started the school, there was like constantly a new Irish teacher coming in every single year, and then my one stuck through. Remember, do you have any crushes in?
Yeah,
high
Brute.
school?
How about your crushes?
Yeah.
Oh, I was a little man whore. I was
You were calling me one?
I was like,
I didn't have my first kiss till after I was 18.
oh man, I was dating a different girl like every week.
I think
It
I
was-
heard you say something about this before too.
It was bad. There were some relationships that lasted a long time. But like from like 7th grade to like junior year, I was just like, oh man. Again, I'd had like
What?
girls sneak in through my window
Oh wow.
and stay the
Hi,
night
Bruce's mom.
type stuff.
Hi, Bruce's mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Ruth's mom.
Like
Oh, that's gonna be a conversation you're gonna have later.
I remember there was one night too where my mom told me to keep it down. And I think I was just being too loud because I did have a girl over. And it was like 2 a.m. and I was like, oh shit. I was like, if somebody walked in right now, it's game over forever.
Mm.
I was
I mean, knowing
bad.
you would have hit her under the covers anyway and been fine. So.
Oh, yeah,
I could remember
probably.
Something knowing your
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was that kind of kid.
The more we find out, the more I'm sitting here like, why? Like, how in the world did you grow up and be like, kids these days are awful? But you know, I was pretty awful too. Maybe
Yeah.
things aren't that different.
I think it's more consistent with kids nowadays.
I don't think so. I think you were. I don't. I think you literally don't understand a damn thing about kids nowadays, and it's just you don't realize how much of a little asshole you were when you were a little.
Well, here's the thing, Brute, because you don't have kids, so the only time you're noticing other kids nowadays are probably when they are doing, like, or being assholes.
Yeah. Do you ever notice a kid when like, wow, that kid's really well behaved? The look says no. The look already says no.
Well, because nobody says that. Nobody looks at someone else's kid and goes,
Yes, they
I
do.
wish that was
They
my
do.
kid.
Parent, I know this. I talk to people. I talk to other parents. It's like you just. I mean, we've literally uncovered like the mystery that is Brute right now. I'm for this. This is the best. I'm having so much fun on this podcast.
I think there was other stuff I did, but there was like out of school stuff, like almost blowing up the woods.
What? The... What the fuck is wrong?
Why are you an arsonist? Like, you're an arsonist.
It was me and my.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's not one of my proudest moments. It wasn't even my fault.
Oh, sure. It wasn't your fault. The phrase of the night.
I need a t-shirt. This is Brute. It wasn't my fault.
That's your next emote.
It wasn't my fault.
Oh god. What was the worst thing you ever? Oh, never mind. I don't even want to know. 'Cause, like, it's probably like we hit a dead body.
I
Like,
think-
oh my! At this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think I already told Apollo the worst thing I've ever done,
Oh my god!
and it was basically lighting a street on fire.
You were a little arsonist.
Yeah. Like,
We wanted to
You
go
wanted to
smashing
watch-
pumpkins.
What the fuck did I raise?
We wanted to go smashing pumpkins, but we wanted to like light them on fire and throw them down wells because it was just after Halloween.
God.
And so we stole some gasoline off of someone's porch, and I was like, we should make sure the gasoline is actually gasoline. And so I drew a line in the street and lit it on fire. And as I did this, a car came around the corner, and everyone stopped, got out. My one friend books it one way, I book it the other, and now I'm being chased through the woods by 5 grown men. Just out of like, it was bad.
Did they catch you?
No, they didn't catch me because I turned off my flashlight after like 10 minutes.
How long? It took you 10 minutes.
That they were following my flashlight.
Welcome to the Igloo today, where we're here for Brute's tell-all confessional of his high school and
And then
junior year.
the blow up the woods thing. We had like a fire in like the woods going on. It was like, it was late. We were just like hanging out in the woods. We had like a fire in a ditch, like a little tiny ditch. And so like we were being smart about it. We like had it concealed to where like it wouldn't spread. But I don't know who the fuck. So I was standing like next to the fire, like, you know, as you would stand as close as you would to like a fire pit. And all I see is like the jug of gasoline fall in the fire. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's gonna explode. Oh shit! And I like jumped backwards and started like crawling away as I heard. I didn't see the explosion because I was crawling for my life. And then we
So
just
you missed
booked
it.
it out of the woods.
Oh,
And then all I
my
remember is like
God.
everybody hugging each other, and I was like, "Who the fuck threw that?"
So Smokey the Bear absolutely hated your ass.
It wasn't even my
Your
fault.
entire childhood.
That
No,
was
it's never your fault.
it was-
Never.
nowhere near my fault. I didn't steal the gasoline that time. I was just.
That time. Can we even put this up on YouTube anymore? How dangerous is this to put up on YouTube now? Oh my god! If you don't name this Brute's tell-all confessional, I'm leaving.
I'm
Done. I'm
leaving.
done with the podcast. This is obviously like Brute's in the
Yeah.
limelight here, and like this is definitely his show, his episode at least.
I
what
don't.
was
I
the
think
last
that's
thing you lit on fire.
the last thing I lit on fire.
How recent of an arsonist are you?
I haven't lit anything on fire in a long time.
It's because he got it all out when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Whatever
I think
else
I've like
is
I've done like
so
fire
bad.
pits and stuff, but now that I'm adult, like I dig like a 5-foot ditch and like light the fire in that, so shit doesn't go south.
When's the last time you did that?
When I was in California, like out in the front yard, we had like a giant ditch, and we would just throw logs in the fire. That's about it.
That's fair.
That was about it. Besides that, I just stayed in the garage all the time.
I've learned so much today, and laughed so much today too. So good.
I bet. Yeah, that was my childhood.
It was exciting, at least.
Yeah.
I remember walking through the middle of the road at 1 a.m. trying to get home from the Denny's. That was interesting. My friend had to come and pick me
Why?
up. I went to hang out with some girls. We got drunk, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to go home. And I just started walking home from like 20 miles away. I was like, maybe I should call someone. Because I don't know how to get
Really?
home.
Boy, you've lived a very colorful life, to say the least.
I had a childhood, and now I'm very calm and don't do shit. I don't leave
Whatever
my
else
house.
is terrible, though.
I got all that like party energy out as a kid, and now I don't like. I got drunk on Monday with my buddies. We stayed in one room and watched Naruto, and that's all we did. Except my buddy just wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like I was telling my other guy buddy, I was like, I'm never getting drunk with him again. Like this man went like on an hour and a half rant just about weird. It wasn't even talking to me; it was talking to the other guy. But I could hear it, and I felt bad for my friend. because he had to deal with this shit. And he would like grab my hand and be like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I'm just like, "Don't touch me. Like, please don't touch me."
Just don't touch me. I don't want you
And
to
then
touch me.
when in the morning when I went to go home, I walked out and it's just a giant pile of vomit. And I'm like, I'm never getting drunk
God.
with someone this guy again.
Oh
Ever.
my god. So like, okay, so Brute's chill now because of how much of a terror he was when he's younger.
Yeah.
Apollo like is is funny as shit and a talker because he didn't get that energy
Wow.
out. And I guess like
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm just now releasing my weirdness out in the world. So
maybe. Like I was just about to start my party phase in life, and then Corona hit. So hey,
yeah.
I still
Yeah, it's
party,
just
but I
all
just
good.
party with like 2 people once a week on Mondays.
I don't party at
No,
all.
that's-
My idea of a
One
party
yard,
is getting
15
together
down.
with friends and playing D&D.
To
or,
be
like, sitting
fair-
there and shooting the shit.
By the way, I think he only puked because we ordered 60 boneless wings.
What the fuck?
I paid like $100 on Monday on alcohol and a lot of wings.
Oh my god.
And
Alcohol
me and my
wings.
buddy are walking up the hill, and he's like, "You know, you just had chicken and potatoes, right? You're gonna shit a brick tomorrow." I ordered
Oh.
Pizza Hut. By the way, they got there in 30 minutes and didn't fuck up my order.
on top of the wings.
No, I didn't order pizza. I got wings from Pizza Hut because they have Wing Street wings.
Mhm.
And I ordered 8 of each flavor from Pizza Hut.
This is such an odd. This is
I
such an
tipped
odd
them very well, so I mean, like, it wasn't bad.
No, I trust
But
you. You
they
seem
pulled
like
up.
you seem
It was like
the type.
holding like 10 containers of wings.
Oh my god.
We ate them all.
Oh no, it sounds like it. I mean, like
Shoot
booze,
them all back up.
all that wings equals puke.
Oh, I didn't puke. It was only him.
It
I
wasn't
don't-
me. It was never my fault.
I don't puke anymore when I drink. I've gotten old enough.
I've only puked once when I drank, and I think it's because I chugged milk afterwards too.
I've
Well, I don't
never.
quite-
Yeah, milk and alcohol.
I've never thrown up. I've never thrown
You
up.
don't
while
even
drinking.
drink.
No, when I was younger, I did drink a lot actually.
Oh?
I did actually like go to family members' houses that were a bit younger like me, and we'd sit there and shoot the shit. Well, we drank, and it was very boring. But I mean, I was always very careful about how much I drank because I don't like to do that. I don't like to vomit. Like it's a horrible feeling. Like there's details about that I don't want to go into, but like it's never a good thing for when I do that. So I just avoid it.
You
at all
don't drink
costs.
anymore, do you? At all?
No, I can't drink anymore. I the most I can do is like have a sip of like a light drink, like have a few sips. When I get that warning sign from the stomach, it's like, no, well, you stop now, or there's about 2 hours of pain in it for you. Like, hey, whoa, calm down now.
That's
No,
fair.
yeah, I'm a very boring person. Okay, leave me alone.
That's not boring. It's not boring to not drink.
I don't smoke
I'm just-
weed.
I need to drink to not be boring.
I
don't know, Are
drink.
you ever drunk during streams? Like, I don't think I've ever seen a drunk
No.
stream from you.
He's been
I
talking.
haven't
He
really
talked
drunk
about a
yet.
drunk stream a little while ago, for like his
I would like
birthday or
to.
something.
Well, maybe it just depends because I don't know. Like, I'm not the type to just sit at home drinking. Like, drinking for me is definitely like more.
Well,
of a
I've
social
told
thing.
you, if you do a drunk stream, I'll drink with you.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
And that
I'm pretty
you
sure
know
guys
the
can be
kind of
drunk.
chaos that would ensue.
Well,
Depends on-
everybody should probably hide their microwaves after that. So
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think I ever got, like, the only time I blacked out was the last time I got drunk, which was literally, like, right before Ireland went into, like, another super strict lockdown. And,
Yeah.
I puked after blacking out, so I don't actually remember puking, so that's totally fine.
That doesn't count.
I wasn't even hungover, actually, afterwards. That's the weird part.
I had a blackout moment once, but I don't. They never said that I, had to, puke. So I don't think I did.
I blacked out a few times.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
I blacked out in the shower, running water, all my clothes on, just laying down.
Do you see this face, Brute? Do you see this face? I'm so surprised right now. So surprised.
That's
All
the
my
type of thing you
blackouts
actually
are
do.
always ending with me in the bathroom, laying down somewhere. It's either laying down on the toilet, not even puking, just laying down on the floor, or laying down on the tub, until someone wakes me up because they have to use the restroom.
So no one had to wonder where Brute was at the end of the night because they
No.
all knew.
It was usually from wine too. Like, it was only from wine that I got blacked out. Because we would get a giant gallon of Rossi, which was, like, really, like, flavorful wine.
Is it,
What?
Is it Rosé or Rossi?
No, it was pronounced Rossi.
Okay.
At least that's what they told me it was
No.
pronounced. Rossi.
Okay,
Alright, that would be- yeah. No, I mean that's a legit question because once you said it, I was like, maybe.
No, we would get Rossi, and it tasted like grape Kool-Aid as a wine. So I'm sure you can see where the problem was with that.
Tastes like sugar drink. So yeah.
Yes.
so you just keep
And
drinking
you
it.
would get a giant gallon of it for $5.
Wine will mess you up.
Oh yeah. And so I remember sitting in the backseat of the car, cradling it like a baby and just drinking it. And I'm fucked up. Just like, yeah!
I'm gonna marry this wine. Woo!
I was like 19 at the time too. That was
I mean, I think I'm like, yeah, you just like 19's totally fine to drink. I think having
Yeah.
a legal drinking age 21 is a bit dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
well, the legal smoking age is becoming 21 now too, in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like I just came back to VA, and when I left it was 18. Now it's 21, and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
I
America.
don't know. It's just
I'm waiting for the drinking age to be 24. I could see it happening.
But like,
I mean, I
people
could
are
see it
like,
happening.
Drinking, but also like, if you're in a bar, how like there's no discernible visual differences between a 21-year-old and a 24-year-old.
No, there's not really.
That's what
Like,
IDs are for.
There's barely
anyone
anyone between 21 and 18 either. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it's
why you're
just
supposed to
a
ID
number.
people
Well,
Yeah, there's like the rule is you have to ID someone if they look like.
under like 30 or 40.
yeah, like if they
Yeah.
generally the rule of thumb is if you think they look younger than 35, ID them.
But like working bar, that's a big ask. When it's
I've known some
super busy.
I've known some like 16-year-olds that look like they're 30 too. So I mean, you know, it just goes either way. Like age is literally just a number. So either they're gonna honestly the only way they're gonna enforce that really well is if they ID everyone always.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, like there's some bouncers that recognize people after a while, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This has been such an amazing episode. I can't wait to see everybody's reaction to this one. It's such a it's so good.
And with that, I'm gonna end it. It's been a while.
Bye, Bruce Mom.
Thank you all for watching. These guys' information will be down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. And say bye, guys.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys. Hide your woods, hide your fire, hide your microwave because Bruce's coming for it.
And the
Bye-bye.
last doors.